Shayla Smith. Does it come up here? Yes, it is. Okay. Watch it as you are too. Okay. So hi, my name is Shayla Smith, and I'm the BSW Field Coordinator for the School of Social Work. My responsibilities are to make sure that the students are, the BSW students who have completed their upper level courses in the professional program transition into field successfully and complete their internships. And so basically, this core, the Learning in Action course, actually came at a very timely, a good time for us, because we were in the process of working on a new course for the students, the pre-professional course. And so basically, it was a course that worked on basic skills such as professionalism and ethics before they made that transition in the field, before the students would basically be immersed with trying to figure out professionalism and ethics in the middle of their internships. And we found that the students who were more well versed at that did better than the ones that weren't. And so it was kind of like they were out there on an uneven foundation, because the ones who did better at it were able to advance into more advanced concepts, versus the ones who struggled, that ended up being the main issue around the internship course. And so basically, we were creating that course, which caused the seminar course, the field course, to actually be shifted and created, some openness for us to redesign that class. And since field course is the field course is basically where they're placing they're placed in internships in the local community areas that are social service agencies. The students are placed with field instructors that are competent practitioners who can basically take them under their wing and walk them through, understanding how to apply the basic learning experiences from class into actual practice. And so basically we were able to, because that course is actually well established in our curriculum, our accrediting body, the Council of Social Work Education, they are actually required the internship for all of our students before they graduate. And so because of that, it's a well-established program, and that has a lot of support from our stakeholders, and all the students are required to take that course. And so because of that, I focused more so by applying or using the Learning in Action principles to help me to more so redesign the course to make sure that the activities and all of that, all the supports around the student activities and learning activities were more so enhanced, and it became basically a meaningful learning experience. And so, as I said, the students are placed in agencies, social service agencies, where they're meeting with real life clients with real life issues, and they have real life consequences. They're basically immersed in a situation where now they're the ones doing the assessments, they're the ones doing the interventions, they're the ones who are actually working on the evaluations alongside experienced practitioners. And so because of that, that can be a very scary place. And so we want to make sure that all of our students are supported. And so we also have a corresponding course that goes along with that, which is our seminar course, where I call that, it's once a week, it's a 3-hour course, where I call it, they come back home, and we get to it's a safe place where you actually get to learn and process, what all happened to you in field, and kind of, figure out, what does this all mean, and bring it back together. So because of the timeliness of this, I was able to look at the course the way it was established already. I actually created I itemized each section of my course, the learning objectives and all of that. And there's a book that was given. It's called Creating Significant Learning Experiences. And it talks about what is a meaningful learning experience. Like, what exactly is that? We all know that we want that, but like, what specifically does that mean? And so some of the components that they said that would create a very meaningful learning activity is for it to have the components of a foundational knowledge, application, integration, human dimensions, caring, and learning how to learn. That if your class included all of those things, that then it would result in a student having a more meaningful understanding of the material, a deeper understanding, where before they were coming back with a what happened because it was just so outside of what they were used to. I mean, the stories that they would hear and the things that they would see and touch, they would come back and mostly talk about this is what happened. And so because of that, I was able to basically do a redesign on the assignments and let it support it so that once you write down what happened, then look at then what's the significance of that, about that? How does that impact you as a professional in your growth and development? And then basically what are your plans from that point on? And so I was able to change my assignments so that they focus more on student initiation, problem solving, and critical thinking. And so they all basically fostered around that. So the main assignment that I was really excited about this time was the portfolio. All road signs, I think, led towards that the portfolio just fit for this experience. And so the portfolio was something that we started in the pre-field course that we gave the students in the spring. And so I was talking about the professionalism and ethics. They were able to actually do assignments like a lot of self-reflection. One of those assignments was that that they would take the NACE professional readiness assessment themselves and actually grade themselves on how well or how well equipped did they feel like in each area or each component and moving into field. We talked about understanding what supervision was, and then how to utilize the most or maximize the most of your supervision. We talked about conflict. We talked about learning style, just all different types of things that you would want your student to come to you and understand that about themselves. Because if they understood that, then you wouldn't have to basically do remedial work and catch them up just to fit into the professional world. You would be able to take their hand and go on from there. And so basically, after each of those assignments, they wrote a mini reflection on what that meant for them and kept their body of work as they went along. And now as they're entering into field, we're actually going to, on the second half of their journey, we're actually going to hand them back that portfolio. And now that they're actually in field and they're working on the application part and the integration part, they're going to continue on with their journeys of reflections and capture their significant moments in field so that it's written work and they can look at their body of work and actually see their progression of the different developmental stages that they've been from the first part when we even talked about field and their eyes were wide and they're like, I don't know if I'm ready yet, into, okay, I'm okay with that. The nervousness has gone down a little bit and now it's like, here you go, we're pushing you out of the nest and you're doing it. And so basically, we've done a mini training to our field instructors. Those are the supervisors in the community, so that they also know how to utilize that in practice. We've also instructed our seminar instructors on how to use it. And so all of us are in sync with each other now and should be utilizing the portfolios to reinforce the lessons that they're learning along the way. So I'm hoping from this, because this will be the first time that this part is implemented on this half of it, I'm hoping from this is that our discussions in class will be more meaningful, that will go into a deeper level of understanding of the concepts of social work. That they won't just be talking about, again, the surface level things, the exciting things the students talk about, but more so how do we relate that back to a social work concept. But the structure of the class is so that I'm mostly the facilitator. The students are actually the ones that provide like a support group basically. So because it's a timely moment because they're supporting each other because they're both out there experiencing the exact same things. But they're the ones that are supposed to give each other feedback and get down to the core of, well, why is this important? And then, oh yeah, this is